It's game time. Welcome to another episode. I'm JP Murrieta. We're here at Bernalillo High School with the girls basketball team and head coach Raymond Aragon. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having us, JP.
Your group is 13-2 on the year so far. If I were to turn back the clock and ask you where you thought you would be 15 games into the season, at this point, is it where you thought you would be?
I think we're a little ahead of schedule. I envision us being somewhere around a 9-10 win team. But I mean, they've grasped onto the concept and the things that we're doing in practice. So like the shooting and the dribbling, they've really picked up. And so I think we're ahead of schedule where we're supposed to be at right now.
Well, with 13 wins in your first 15 games, you're off to a great start. And like you said, ahead of schedule. What kind of goals do you talk about with the team? Do you talk further down the line about getting to state, getting a good seed?
Yeah, we do. That was one of our goals coming into the season. Of course, trying to get a home game here at Bernalillo. I mean, it's been a long time since the girls have ever had a home game here at Bernalillo. Last year, we were on the road in the first round. I think we were up at Las Lunas, and that was kind of tough. So one of our goals, of course, was just to have that home game here in that first round.
You have an interesting makeup on the roster with 8 seniors, only 1 junior, and you have a freshman and a sophomore. How does that set you up and the program for years to come?
Well, the seniors are setting that example for our younger group, and then even our sophomores and our juniors. I mean, just with the work ethic and things such like that, it's trickled down to our JV. I think last year our JV team only won 2 games. We're already, I think, at 5 or 6 this year. So it's kind of had that ripple effect down to our JV and our C team. So
I want to touch upon that sophomore because she's a pretty special player that a lot of people might not know about at this point. But Juliana Aragon has really been helping lead the way for you this year. What kind of player is she, and kind of tell the people what kind of player she is for those who haven't seen her?
She's an all-around player. She's a very unselfish player. She gets her players, her teammates involved. At times, I have to get on her to be a little bit more selfish, but she's not that type of player. And she has just a great work ethic. So just a great all-around player. She makes my job easier and the coaching staff a lot easier.
All right, well, you make my job easier sitting here talking about your team. We're going to talk more about the Bernalillo Spartans after this.
I thought I was pretty tough until I became a father.
Oh, I hate those things.
What do you mean you hate it?
Real toughness is knowing when you need help.
We've all been there. Fried nerves, no sleep. None of us do it alone. If you need help, you've got to ask for it.
We need to fight for our kids' futures. It's up to all of us to make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
Connect with resources and support at pulltogether.org.
Are you living the life of an athlete? The New Mexico Activities Association brings you Life of an Athlete, a resource for students, educators, and parents to understand the challenges students face. Athletes, did you know one night of drinking will negatively affect your athletic performance for 2 weeks? Or that athletes who drink and do drugs are twice as likely to get injured? Alcohol's effects can reduce a high school athlete's potential by as much as 20 to 30%. Are you living the life of an athlete? Log on to lifeofanathlete.com to find out today. Welcome back to Game Time. We're at Bernalillo High School with the girls basketball team and head coach Raymond Aragon. We're in the gym. You can see the banners hanging around of the accomplishments of this school. The boys basketball program has won a couple state championships, but the girls haven't yet. We'll use the word yet. Do you get any advice from Terry Darnell? I know you were a part of some of those boys championships as well.
Yeah, he's given me some good advice. Just to keep them grounded, never to get ahead of themselves, and then just to always keep working hard, because those years that we won, of course, with the boys, he had a lot of good kids who worked hard, and then just keep them level-headed. Never get bigger than the game or bigger than anything else.
Yeah, what does it take to win a state title? A lot of people have never experienced that, maybe like you have.
It takes a lot of dedication, a lot of hard work. The work that they're putting in right now, it's going to pay dividends, not just in the state tournament or just here. It's going to pay dividends in life. So it'll carry on with them after they leave high school. And as you noted earlier, we have a senior-oriented team. And I just want them to succeed in what they do after basketball. So that's what we're trying to teach here. So
who are the teams to beat in your class this year?
Las Lunas, of course, they're tough. There's Gallup, Hope Christian's tough, Highland in our district. There's also Kirtland Central was the other team I almost forgot. There's a lot of good teams in 4A, so we have our work cut out for us.
Yeah, what do you have to do to kind of overtake those perennial powers, like you'd mentioned, Los Lunas and Gallup and Kirtland?
I think if we stay the course, you know what I mean, keep working hard and keep getting better, because you know what I mean, like I told them, don't judge us yet because our regular season's not over, of course. But once we start with district play, and then once we get in the state tournament, then that's when I hope we're playing our best ball, and I think we'll be there. You know what I mean, we'll be in there with those teams.
And lastly, what do you want your team to improve on between now and come the postseason?
Just the dribbling and maybe just finishing underneath. That's where we have to get better. Just those little things, you know what I mean, the little details. Just we're there, just scoring up, going up strong, and just finishing.
All right, well, good luck the rest of the
Thank
way.
you,
Good
Coach.
luck, ladies.
Thank you.
We'll be back with more Game Time after this.
New Mexico Gas Company rebate programs can help you save money and use energy more efficiently. Your furnace is essential for those colder seasons. Natural gas is the best way to heat your home. A natural gas furnace offers exceptionally even heat. It also costs less than most other heating systems. Have a high-efficiency heater or boiler installed by a participating contractor and earn up to a $375 rebate. For more information on New Mexico Gas Company rebate programs, visit nmgco.com.
The challenge is on. Which school can get the most downloads of the NMAA 24/7 app? Take part in the NMAA 24/7 app download challenge presented by Fiesta Auto Group. It could win your school some money. Starting this week through Sunday, March 8th, we want to see which school can get the most downloads of the best tool to follow high school sports. The winning school will receive $1,500. A winner will be announced for a big school division, Class 4A and 5A, and a small school division, Class A through 3A. The winning school in each of the two categories will be awarded $1,500 at the NMAA State Basketball Championships. There are some rules. First, you have to download the NMAA 24/7 app and register. It's easy. Download the NMAA 24/7 app at the App Store or Google Play. It's free. And make sure to follow your favorite team at your school. You must follow at least one team under the My Teams section. That way we can count your download. Go to your profile on the app and click Edit My Teams. It's just that easy. Also, make sure your notifications are turned on. Once you've done that, then tell your friends and family to do the same. The more downloads your school gets, the better your chances are to win. It's the NMAA 24/7 app download challenge presented by Fiesta Auto Group. Good luck, and make sure to let your community know to download the NMAA 24/7 app. It could result in $1,500 for your school. Welcome back to Game Time. We're at Bernalillo High School this week. The girls basketball team is off to a hot start. So is the Bosque School boys basketball team. The Bobcats have never won a state title. In fact, they've never even played in the title game. But this year, they have a player who can put up some serious points, has some big-time hops, and might just lead his team to that title game. The Bosque School athletic program is known for state titles in tennis, soccer, cross country, volleyball, and even golf, but not basketball.
It's very different because, in previous years we haven't been that team. We haven't been a team that people are really trying to go after.
It's not our goal to prove anybody wrong. It's our goal to go as far as we can and to continue to perform.
Now the Bobcats sit on top of the basketball world as one of the teams to beat.
Well, we're a really fast team. We move down the court really quickly. We play really tough defense, and we shoot a lot of three-pointers. I'd say we're just a good all-around team and really fun to watch.
One high flyer who is fun to watch is senior Eli Davison.
If you haven't seen him, you need to, because a very exciting player.
Eli is pretty much the most insane athlete I've ever played with.
He could just change the momentum of a game so fast and ridiculous hops.
Eli Davison is 6'4", averaging about 20 points a game and committed to play basketball at Western Colorado University.
I think he's the best player in New Mexico, right? Obviously nobody sees him because he plays here, and I always challenge anybody. You come here, you watch him play, you wouldn't question that anymore. But more than that, he's a team player. He cares more about making this team really successful than he does about his own stats, than he does about any accolades or any of that sort of stuff. And that's what helps all of these guys perform very well.
Sometimes you have to sacrifice, and that's one of the things we focus on is that I could be putting up like 45 points and, doing my thing, but if we're not winning and we're not being a team and it's not working, then there's no point in doing it.
He's the leader. He makes sure that everybody's involved. He passes the ball. We make him score. he would rather get 20 assists than 20 points.
Even with one of the top records in Class 3A and one of the most dynamic players on the court, it's still tough to change the perception of the Bobcats.
I think people still look at us and say, that's still Bosque. You know, they're still Bosque Bobcats, and people still expect to beat us. And they still expect that everything that's happening is a fluke. So we're okay with that.
It's certainly fun to have the challenge of, a team bringing their best to you and, trying to stay ahead of them for the whole game.
Bosque has never won a state basketball championship. In fact, they've never even played in the final game.
Our motto this year is Together We Rise. Okay, and the reason we say that is, we start to build that relationship, build that family, build our core, and we want to bring that up from the bottom to the top.
We'll see if the Bobcats can rise to the top and reach the final on March 14th. This past week, the annual Joe Vivian Classic took place. It's a warm-up for the state wrestling championships, which will be here before you know it. Let's take a look at some of the highlights. The Joe Vivian Classic is arguably the toughest regular season tournament of the season. 30 schools took part. Here are a few standouts. Matthew Sanchez of St. Pius started the meet with a first period pin and won the 120-pound division with 5 victories. Abram Lujan of Valley was named the outstanding wrestler in the lightweight classification, finishing first at 126 pounds. David Graves of Las Cruces grabbed some of the attention. He finished first in the 145-pound division. Here's a look at the top 5 schools. For the second time in 4 years, the Volcano Vista Hawks claimed top honor in the team standings. The Hawks had 3 finalists in the 2-day event. The state championships will take place February 21st and 22nd. In other winter sports news, a lot of the top swimmers in the state were in the pool for the Metro Championships this past week. Let's take a look at some of the swimmers to watch for at the state championships. At the Boys Metro Swim Championships, we had a couple multiple event winners. Let's start with Matthias Sezu of Albuquerque High. He finished first in the 100 and 200-yard freestyle races. Eldorado's Darian O'Donnell also picked up a pair of wins. He finished first in the 50 free and 100-yard butterfly. O'Donnell also swam the anchor leg of Eldorado's winning 400-yard freestyle relay team. La Cueva is your team champ with wins in the 200-yard medley relay, 200-yard freestyle relay, and 100-yard backstroke. The highlight of the day might have been Alex Rivera of West Mesa. He swam the 50-yard freestyle event and got the loudest ovation when he finished, putting a smile on pretty much everyone's face. That's going to do it for this episode of Game Time. If you liked it, tell a friend. If you didn't, tell an enemy. We welcome all viewers to the most comprehensive high school sports show in New Mexico. We call it Game Time, and we post a new episode every Tuesday. Until next time, here's your meme of the week.